I'm Alexis.
And I'm Tiffany, and we're the hosts of Legit KidLit, a video series where we get to see into the secret and silly lives of authors and illustrators.
We love to celebrate and promote books, but most of all, we want to say hey to all you readers out there trying to find that right book for you. We hope that you can find some new reads after today.
Hello and welcome, Leslie C Youngblood, to Legit KidLit's 50th episode.
Wow, that is special. 50 episodes. Congratulations and keep it up. Hi, I am Leslie C Youngblood and I am an author, and I thank each and every one of you for watching. This is let me tell you a little bit about my background. First, I love to write and I love to read. I love to read, I love to write, I love to read, I love to write. So if you love both of those things, and even if you don't right now, you can also be an author. So my first book was called Love Like Sky, but here's my second book. It's called, we can't see it because of the glare, Forever This Summer, and it's about friendships, connecting with your grandparents, connecting with your great aunts, great uncles, cousins, and it's about food. Lots of good food. So it's called Forever This Summer, and I hope you kids read it. Students, rather. Now, you don't like to be called kids. I hope you all read it and enjoy, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts.
Look, I've got Love Like Sky here. I just finished it today, by the way. Absolutely adored it.
All right, let's have fun with a little game of this or that.
Okay, I'm excited about this. I've always wanted to do one of these games, so I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
Okay, I'll start. You talked about the yummy food in your second book, so let's talk about food. Cake or pie?
I'm going to go with cake. Cake, I love ice cream and cake. I love all birthday cake. If you're having a birthday, I'm coming and I'm getting a piece of cake. I like strawberry filled cake. Now, pie, if my mom's making sweet potato pie, I may have to, have a moment of hesitation. But just in general, I'm going with cake, baby.
Yeah, I love cake. And strawberry filled? Yes, sign me up.
Great answer.
All right, let's keep sweets going. Do you like soda or juice? And I guess, is it soda or pop to you too?
It's always pop. I don't even really know what soda is. Funny story, I was in Georgia and I was asking for a pop, and I promise you, this was quite a while ago, someone didn't know what I was talking about, but it's pop. But anyway, kids, pretend like I'm saying juice or water, but it's soda. I gotta break the habit. But I do drink a lot of water, but if I have to choose, I'm going with soda. I gotta get that rush, but healthier choice, juice or water.
Okay, book or ebook?
Book. I was purposely answering really quick because I have to hold the book. There's never ever a question for me. Now, students, however you read, enjoy it. I'm all for it. But personally, I like to have a hardcover book. I have a million of them back here, but hardcover book for me, soft cover, I like the feel of it. So always a book. When I'm on an airplane or on the beach, sometimes I'll read from my phone and do an ebook, but hands down, book.
Okay, another controversial one. Dogs or cats?
Well, I have to say, now kids, don't hold this against me if you have a dog or a cat, but I'm not a pet person, I'm sorry. I haven't quite figured out how to clean up after them when they poop. So I haven't owned one as an adult. No dog, no cat. I did have a fish named Ryder. That was several years ago. And Ryder passed away in an ice storm. It was a tropical fish. The water got too cold. And but outside of Ryder, no pets for Leslie C Youngblood. Maybe I'll write about a pet in another book, but right now, and Georgie doesn't have pets either. So that's something to think about.
Oh no, poor Ryder. Okay, big party or small gathering?
I'm gonna have to be on the fence for this one. I love soirees, and that's a small gathering, but I have a lot of family and we get together. Like in Forever This Summer, there's lots of family gatherings, so I'm on the fence with that one. It really depends on the situation. Both are needed, both are necessary. After this quarantine, either one, let's have it, let's take it. So both.
All right, last one. Phone call or text?
Okay, this one has changed over the years. Because my schedule is so busy, I always keep my phone near me, but it's probably going to be a text, unless it's my parents. They don't text, I don't text them. They don't want to know anything about a text. So unless it's my parents, my initial response is to text, and then I follow up with a phone call because I love to hear human voices. So a little bit of both, but initially always a text unless it's my parents, and then it's always a phone call. Better believe that. My mother, nothing to do with text.
Well, thank you for sharing your this and that answers. They were all really well thought out and great answers. I would have to agree with most of them. Maybe not the ebook one or books, because ebooks have become really, I don't know, they've gotten up there for me, but I still do like the books too. They're just so hard. So we would love to hear more about your books. So tell us what your inspiration was for Love Like Sky.
Oh, my inspiration for Love Like Sky. Well, it comes from different places, but I really wanted to connect with that sibling relationship. I absolutely have siblings I simply adore, and unfortunately, without getting too sad, I lost a sibling. We lost one of my younger brothers. So at that time, I really heard the sibling spirit or the sibling voices connecting, and that was pretty much the impetus for Love Like Sky. And I grew up in a blended family, so I wanted to relay that as well. Both of my parents remarried, and my mom has been remarried to my stepdad now for some 30-odd years, so we're no longer stepbrothers, stepsisters, we're just brother and sister. So I wanted to bring all of that in my novel. And the same for Forever This Summer, which continues the same story. It's just about blended families, extended families, and those connections and the friends we make as well.
I love that. Thank you for sharing.
So what do you hope readers get out of your two books?
Wow, we have talked about a lot of the takeaways from both books. My main takeaway is family. Family is so important, but it's not always the family you're born into. It's the family you make as well. Your friends, as it says on the cover, or I think it's still there, friends are your forever family. Friends are the family that you've made for yourself. So that is valued. It is valued and is really valued in Forever This Summer. I deal a lot more with the family, and I deal a lot more in Forever This Summer with friends that become family. In Love Like Sky, Georgie and Nikki are already friends on the onset of the book. But in Forever This Summer, there's a new character introduced called Marky, and she and Georgie go through the ups and downs of becoming friends. So family, friends are the main takeaway from both novels, actually, especially Forever This Summer. I have one more thing to add about my takeaway, especially for Forever This Summer. It's the connection with elders. I really believe that with the texting, with social media, often there's this huge disconnect that younger generations have with elders. And Love Light Sky and Forever This Summer really want to emphasize that your great-grandparents, your grandparents are to be revered in most cases. So that's something that I like to emphasize, and I really work hard to show. And also, lastly, about memory, creating memories with people, especially the older people in your family, and just create memories every day with your family and friends. If the pandemic has not taught us anything, it has taught us that memories are important, and they will sometimes have to carry us over a lot of hardships.
What show would Peaches and G-Baby be watching right now?
What shows would Peaches and G-Baby watch right now? Okay, I know. They would watch The Voice. One thing, that healthy spirit of competition, love it. And I think that my characters, they like to dance, they like to sing. So they would be the reality TV, none of the adult stuff, no Real Housewives or anything like that. But they would watch the age-appropriate America's Got Talent. Matter of fact, in Forever This Summer, I have something called Bogalusa's Got Talent, which is where it's set. So they would watch reality TV shows that uplift and show talent. At least I think they would. I'm thinking, yeah.
They'd probably be watching the Olympics too, like, right? Simone Biles, I would think.
Well, you are exactly right, Tiffany. They would definitely watch the Olympics. Simone Biles is mentioned several times in Forever This Summer, so you got that exactly right. They would, well, I think the stepsister in Love Like Sky is a big Gabby Douglas and Simone Biles fan. So Georgie and Peaches would be on that show and watch the Olympics from start to finish, and also track. And her name is slipping my mind, of course, right now. But they would be cheering on the beautiful, talented women on the track team.
What are some of your favorite things to do in the summertime?
What do I want to take away? What do I plan on doing this summer? A lot of eating. I love to eat. A lot of eating, a lot of traveling, now that some things have lifted. But those are the top two. Connecting with my family, connecting with my friends, enjoying good food, enjoying the company of people that I love, and of course, writing. I'm always writing. That's always, regardless of what I do, I'm up at 5 and I try to work writing in, well, I don't try, I work writing and reading into every single day that I'm blessed to be alive.
Beautifully stated, and sounds like an epic summer. What are you reading and enjoying right now?
Okay, as you know, with a book coming out and writing and working on the next project, I do read, but sometimes I take a break and I may read nonfiction. But these are up. The Life I'm In by Sharon Flake. That's on my TBR, which is the to be read list. And I did just finish this one, The Stars Beneath Our Feet. And I take this is a little quirky. I take the dust jacket off when I read. That's why you can tell that I've read this one already, because there's no dust jacket. Now I have to find it and put it back on the book. But this prevents it from tearing and ripping and getting smudged. I know. Book people, I know. Bibliophiles, that's what we do.
What other books would fans of Love Like Sky like?
I think that, I can't believe I can't find it, but any book by Renee Watson, and I'm sure between the two of you, you probably have all of them. Renee Watson, she has a new series out, and I cannot find my copy right now, but here are two others. This is a little bit more on the fantasy side, but I think that readers of Love Like Sky would like Amari and the Knight Brothers. And this is one of my favorites, and you can tell I've read it because no dust jacket. The Season of Stick Malone. The Season of Stick Malone. Love this book. Love The Season of Stick Malone. So I think that those will be some excellent choices, and just any book about family and friends. But definitely Renee Watson is very comparable to Forever This Summer and Love Like Sky.
Yes, look what I've got. We did an interview with BB Alston a few months ago. So yeah, it was amazing. The book's amazing, and I haven't read this yet, but it looks awesome and seems perfect for summer. And then we're actually giving away one of Ways to Make Sunshine, Renee Watson's first book of that series, with our episode this past week. So yeah, great suggestions.
Wow, we are on the same page. That's it, definitely Ways to Make Sunshine. Great. And BB Alston, we're friends on Facebook. Twitter. Haven't had the pleasure of meeting him in person yet, but amazing success he's having. Very excited for him.
All right, we need some great and powerful words of wisdom from Leslie C Youngblood.
Thanks for putting me on the spot. No, in all seriousness, the best advice that I can share is to continue to read, continue to write. Every single time you open up a book, there's a new home for you. Often in my books, I talk a lot about family, but I do understand not everyone is privileged to have or fortunate to have family like the family that I write about. But inside books can be a refuge for you, a home, and you have this opportunity now to just dive in without a lot of all of the other outside noise when you're in class. So keep that in mind. And also, as Alexis and Tiffany are stressing, you can not only read these books, you can be an author, you can be a writer, and that's something that's available to you, especially if there's any people of color there. Understand that door is wide open for you. Every single book I write makes it easier for people of color, women of color, to write and come after me and to continue this legacy of writing. So my best advice, words of wisdom: read, write, your world is open. If you want to be an author, there's no barrier. Just keep at it, and it can happen for you as well.
Those were beautiful words. And on the spot, too.
I did want to throw out there some things in addition to the amazing parts about like family and the blended family and friendship. I really loved the intricate details that you kind of threw into Love Like Sky, about like driving while black, the paragraph about, Daddy, when he spoke to the officer, his voice sounded less like a trombone and more like piano keys. He kept both of his hands on the wheel, even though he usually only drove with one hand. Like, that part was really impactful to me. And then just the parts that you threw in about the protests, and how, like, most protests are peaceful, but then you also showed the parts about how, people can get arrested even when they're not doing anything wrong. It was really, really, really awesome. Thank you.
Tiffany, thank you for mentioning that. And I weave all of that into the story, and when people ask me what is the story about, I always say family, because the honest to goodness truth is that for black families, that is never separated from our existence and from what we go through on a regular basis. So I don't know how to write a story without those nuances just weaving in and out of the narrative of the story. But at the essence, it's about family, but it's always about how family overcomes the driving while black, the protesting, the memory of too many young black kids, and male and female, that have been victims of police brutality lately. So it's there, and it was just such a natural thing to put it there that I never forget it's there. I just like to have people experience the whole book, and then they will say, wow, you know, that's just a part of that culture. And I think that's the way people understand, you know, what a lot of, at least start to empathize with a lot of what African Americans go through on a regular daily basis.
Leslie, are you doing any virtual or in-person visits? Where can people reach you if they would like you to visit their school or classroom?
Okay, I'm back. Now, to reach me, LeslieCYoungblood.com, and there is a tab for school visits. That's the best way, LeslieCYoungblood.com. And for anyone who just wants to keep in touch, I'm on Book Talk, which of course TikTok. Book Talk is what I call it, but it's TikTok. You can find me there under my name, Leslie C Youngblood. You can find me Twitter, Facebook, all of the above. I would enjoy chatting with you.
Leslie, you're on TikTok? Getting on TikTok right now, or Book Talk, to find Leslie C Youngblood's reading. All right, everybody have a good night.